traveling at one of my favorite airports to walk in, Atlanta Hartsfield, just because there's tons of walking room. But I'm walking through this artistic area where there's these stones. It's beautiful African art. And you can see the artist just took away stone, and what appeared were these beautiful images. This is my favorite. They're just absolutely gorgeous. A stone with things taken away. And it's gotten me to honestly think about, I've had people reach out, or people who have worked with me, or over 20 plus years of doing this, injury-wise, performance of the body, teaching your body how to maintain, absorb, and create the forces of life, so that you could survive and adapt to whatever life demands and asks of you. Single root cause of all injury, all damaged tissue, all of it. Not just like a car accident and you hurt your ankle or you step down and something blows up. Any kind of pain, bottom line, pain is a communication between your body telling your brain to tell your body to tell your brain that you are not prepared for your environment. Simple as that. You are not prepared to handle the forces of your environment. Emotional, chemical, physical, spiritual, intellect, whatever you want to say. It's just letting your body know you are not ready for this environment. So then you seek out help, like working with me. And I go through and I run a bunch of tests. I observe psychology, your ability to fatigue, what happens when you fail, the concept of failure, all the things that hold the magic of putting your body in a position to be able to handle better than you were before, because every injury is an opportunity to get better. If you're not doing that, then something's seriously wrong. We should be grateful that we get injured. We should be grateful that we feel these things. Anyway, but a lot of people are thinking that they can get a program or a plan, apply it to their already existing habitual life, and they're just magically going to be better. Now, there's going to be a ton of elements that do improve, because the way we approach it, nobody else is doing it. Nobody else has done it in your life, and you personally haven't done it. So you're going to have some monster changes and some feelings, some performance increases, just body-wide, life-wide. But then we try to keep that up and we can't. Or we notice things are getting worse. Or we notice when you once could walk a certain amount or bike a certain amount or hike a certain amount, now you can't at all. It's like, wait, I added one of the better programs I've ever seen. I worked with somebody who knows, who's doing the exact opposite injury-wise of what everyone else is doing. How am I not better? Well, just like that art back there where it was just this big block of beautiful natural stone, the person took away things of that to have the masterpiece revealed. You are going to have to take away things in your life that no longer serve the being, that are no longer helping. So let's just stay in my world. I have people who are like, I walk, I hike, I bike, I swim, I dance, I do all this stuff, I walk the dog, and I added your program, and now I'm worse. Well, yeah, because your body, in order to add this extra in, you got to pull away from those other things to give your body a chance to actually change itself, to like adapt, to have the energy devoted to what we're doing. Because the way I approach it, massive input. It's the highest steepness climb of adaptation I've seen. That's why I keep giving it to people. If there was something better, I'd do it. But it demands so much that the recovery and remodeling has to happen in such an intimate, personal, like you are going to get reacquainted with yourself again through movement, emotionally through movement, intellectually through movement, spiritually through movement. You're going to learn the concepts of failure, because the body changes its greatest amount when it fails. And so what we got to do is pull away things that no longer we're not able to do. So for a short period of time, that might mean walking. That might mean hiking. That might mean biking. That might mean your sport. For a short period of time, you have to pull away from that. I love this area. It's like a rainforest. That might mean for a short period of time, what the fuck? This is the loudest I've ever heard it. That might mean for a short period of time, while you're training your body to be able to do those things like walking, hiking, biking, playing your sport, you're going to have to exit for a while. You're going to have to eliminate those things for a while until your body's prepared to handle that environment. But we got a lot of people who are like, I can't cut out my walks, I can't cut out my hiking, I can't cut out my sport, I can't cut out my leisure activities that I like to do. It's not going to happen then. You can't just add something, and it'd be like taking those stones, hoping to get that end masterpiece by adding a bunch of fucking rock to it or adding a bunch of shit to it. You can't do that. And it's only for a short period of time. Now, I just experienced something in my foot, and I'm going to do a podcast on it because I was pushing my medicine to see what the limits were. Got scary, got dangerous, had a response. I had to cut out walking. I love walking. I had to cut it out for like a month. Same medicine. If I'm applying it to you, I damn well better be doing it. And so for me to add in the elements of the movements and the emotional part that comes with coming back from injury, I had to take away certain things in my life. So I had to take away my walking, my casual explorations walking. Now, is it forever? It's only till as long as your body takes to evolve and adapt to a level greater than what you were doing before. But you have to exit that environment for a short period of time. If it's a sport, I've got people reaching out like, TJ, we got a kid with an ankle. We moved it a fuck ton because they think it's clever that I've said that before. And yeah, there's still a little pain, but we're still not seeing any results. He's practicing, he's doing all this. Like, how the fuck is he practicing? And you can't go back into practice with a level of pain if you're trying to heal. Like, you enter practice when you're at 0 of 10 pain. But that's not convenient for people. We don't want to take breaks from anything. We basically don't want to change our lives in any capacity at all. We just want to add the next best thing. We want to get the next thing from TJ and just add it into our lives. But here's the fucking rub, and I've said this before. When you get my stuff, or you approach it how I'm talking, I tell people this all the time. When they're leaving my office after a session, or after doing a plan that I gave them to take home, to do anywhere, anytime, any place, you're more susceptible to injury than you were before. Why is that? Because we've depleted every ounce, every cell of the system, if you do it right, to where you don't have any defenses anymore. So when you leave my office or you leave a plan, you're more open to injury than you were before. And that happens to people where they're walking or they're climbing or they're doing all this stuff, and all of a sudden their back's worse, their knees worse. Like, what the hell? Like, you are going to have to cut some shit out for 1, 3 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years. Would it be worth it to cut out the things you love for 2 years so that you could go back to those things you love at a greater level and do even more than you do with an investment of 2 years, year, 3 months, 9 months? I think so. It's the sacrifice that you have to make. Now, here's another thing. People don't want to change their lives so much that I'm a big advocate of. It's like, we know we shouldn't be sitting anymore. So it's like, all right, do I just change my job from me sitting for 8 to 10 hours a day? I don't know. That's what you think your life is worth. If your life is worth whatever that salary is for you to sit down, or you put yourself into a position that you're so resilient and so adaptive that sitting doesn't even affect you. Or you take that 8 to 10 hours and you change it to where you implement the medicine that I'm giving you every hour on the hour, to where you have like 8 to 10 little micro sessions at your office, because rehab and training you should be able to do anywhere, any place. Maximum effort to failure emotionally, you should be able to do anywhere, any place. So you can change that environment. But people don't want to change that. I just want to add in the next thing. Hey, Dr. Cassie, can I get herbs and supplements and get your diet? As if there's a fucking diet she's going to give you, or I'm going to give you this token workout. You can't just take and add. That's what we've got now. We've just got everybody covering their bases where they just add. And then there's no, if you literally think you're not going to change your life in any capacity and you're going to heal, somebody's selling you a lie. Or I don't know where that started or where that comes from. But you are going to have to change a shitload. And part of it is taking away the rough stones so you can see the masterpiece underneath. And that's why I've said walking, biking, hiking, running, sports, they're not training. Training are the movements, the basic, rudimentary, foundational, fundamental movements at each joint that provide and allow for those expressions. You didn't just pop out of mom and start walking. You went through years and years and years and years of struggle, so that you could go through everything from toes to hands, put it all together to be able to do the skill called walking. But walking is not training. So let's think about it. Your ankle has to go up and down. Your knee has to lock out and push off. Your hip has to go knee bent and then extend out. Your spine has to stabilize and partially rotate. Your arms have to swing in cross-crawl fashion. Your head has to stabilize on your spine. Shit, sounds like I got a lot of work to do just to be able to walk. Of course, there's your program. And you can take any movement like that. Hiking, biking, sports, any sport. All these things, that's why I say, and everybody gets upset because they don't want to take it away from their life, that it's not training. They get, fucking, it is training. I'm tired when I'm done. Jesus, if tired was the measurement of training, I mean, I could go fucking push against that wall right there as hard as I can, or spin around in a circle on my head here and just get all dizzy and tired. Is it training? Changing you enough to be able to prepare for the events that you're going to do in life. And again, maybe walking and hiking is enough for you, but I'm talking about the people that are complaining about pain, or complaining about something going on that the body's trying to get their attention, meaning what you're doing isn't enough. What you're doing isn't appropriate. What you're doing isn't real. It's not adequate. Clearly, your body's getting your attention. So, what are you willing to take out of your life while you allow your body to heal? What are you willing to sacrifice in your life while you allow your body the inputs and the energy necessary towards whatever? Because you're going to be active in healing. It's none of this passive bullshit like chiropractic adjustments, acupuncture, Reiki, laying on a table, trauma release, all this passive literally being you laying there doing jack shit. For every passive treatment, it's 3 active ones that you're going to have to do because they just set you back. Fact. So what are you willing to cut out so you can input in this massively steep level? Now, everybody thinks it's like, I can't do it like you, TJ. I can't train like you, or I can't move like you. It's not supposed to be like me. But if we are both trying to just move our ankles to a level greater than what life demands, I am going to try to channel every memory or every thought of any challenging event or anything that I've really enjoyed and loved, and try to find those emotions and try to put it into me moving my ankle, staring at my ankle, feeling my ankle. When it starts to fail and fatigue, I'm going to tap into those memories of shit, I have to exceed that, just moving my ankle. So that interpretation varies person to person, and every single one of you can do that joint to joint, body wide. It's not about trying to look like I do at the airport or trying to train like me. That's why I don't have anybody train with me. And all these yo-yos want to reach out like, hey, TJ, can I train with you? No, it's mine. It's an intimate thing with me. Babies aren't like, yo, bro, you want to go try to train today? No, this is our thing. This is your thing. So again, finally, we're at D. Could have taken the train. Opted for walking. What are you willing to take away and sacrifice? Because you're going to have to take away and sacrifice something to input real medicine. Because when you input real medicine, the body only has so much energy to devote to changes, to acclimate, to assimilate whatever the input is. And with my stuff, it's steep. So you're going to have to pull away from those things that you enjoy for a short period of time while you train your body to elevate to a level greater than before the injury. And then when you enter back into those environments, walking is a breeze. You could walk farther, longer, better, higher, more adventurous. You could do anything. You survive a fall, survive an infection, survive a trauma, survive an emotional insult. Your interpretation of stimuli is so high, you're so high that everything down here is just calm, cool, and collected. That's how it works. Basic Rehab 101, Basic Medicine 101. All right, more art. Look at this. Pretty badass. All right, I'm off.